Hi, my name is Olivia, and this video is going to discuss the fascinating pheromone system in Asian elephants. Now you might be wondering, what makes elephant pheromones so cool? Why should I even watch this video? Well, for starters, it is unclear if humans even have or use pheromones, but there is endless research on the Asian elephant pheromone system, and it's actually pretty cool. So Asian elephants use pheromones for reproduction, foraging, predator detection, as well as other things, but I was most interested and there was the most research and studies on the pheromones and reproduction in Asian elephants. So there's some other key differences in the olfactory systems of Asian elephants. Asian elephants have the largest trigeminal nerve complex of all the mammals. So this complex provides motor and sensory information for different aspects of the head and the face. And most odorants, which includes pheromones, also stimulate the trigeminal nerve. Also, Asian elephants have a huge olfactory bulb compared to humans. And, if that wasn't enough, elephants also have more olfactory receptor genes per cluster than humans. All of these were reasons why I decided to do my comparative research project on the Asian elephant pheromone system. So let's begin. First, let's discuss the definition of pheromones and then identify the key pheromones in Asian elephants. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines pheromones as chemical signals that are produced by an animal and serve as a signal to other animals of the same species to engage in some kind of behavior, whether it's reproduction or getting food or predators, everything like that. Asian elephants have two key pheromones. The first is frontalin. Frontalin is the pheromone released by male Asian elephants. During must, which is the male reproductive period, an increased concentration of frontalin is released. Also, as the male ages, frontalin levels also increase. This increased pheromone is released in their temporal gland secretions, blood, breath, and urine. Male elephants will urinate more frequently during must and sometimes continuously. This urination and temporal gland secretion can be seen in this image. You can see the urination along the back legs, as well as the dark spot by the male elephant's ear, which is frontalin secretions out of the temporal gland. Research has determined that the primary function of frontalin is to act as a reproductive signal. Females in estrus usually increase their physical activity when they detect that frontalin is in the area. Males also respond to frontalin from other male elephants, depending on their age and sexual state. An example of this is that young males are repelled by frontalin secretions from other males who are in must. In fact, young male elephants actively avoid or retreat from areas with traces of must. The reason for this is because male elephants become more aggressive during must, and young males want to avoid that unnecessary competition. The second pheromone that is produced by Asian elephants is the female pheromone, which is Z712AC, pictured here. It is produced by females during estrus, which is their reproductive period, and is primarily found in urine. While must occurs regularly, female elephants are only in estrus for several days every 4 or 5 years. This makes synchronized breeding absolutely critical for Asian elephants. Males use Z712AC to locate receptive females, and female elephants use it to know the estrus state of their fellow females in their herd. In fact, in a study, female elephants were able to distinguish between follicular and luteal urine from members of their own social groups. These two pheromones are extremely important for synchronizing reproduction. Because females and males have asynchronous reproduction periods, frontalin and Z712AC signal when two compatible elephants are ready for reproduction. Now that we know what the pheromones are, let's talk about the anatomy of the Asian elephant pheromone system. The trunk is the primary chemosensory organ used to detect pheromones. When Asian elephants sense pheromones, they go through 4 stages: sniff, check, place, and phlegmon. Sniff occurs when the trunk hovers over a chemical signal. Researchers have found that there are 2 shapes that elephants tend to make with their trunks when sniffing. They either make an S shape with an elevated trunk or an extended and hovering trunk position. Check is when the dorsal tip of the trunk contacts the pheromone. Once the pheromone is contacted, the entire trunk tip is flattened onto the pheromone. This is the stage of place. The last stage is phlegmon. Here, the trunk is lifted to the mouth and the tip is inserted into the openings of the ducts, leading to the vomeronasal organ. The vomeronasal organ is located in the roof of the mouth and receives and processes chemical signals during the phlegmon process. Now we understand the internal workings of pheromones in Asian elephants. So now let's talk about how the pheromones affect the societies of elephants. So Asian elephant societies are matriarchal in structure. They form female-centered family herds and then use their pheromones to detect the estrous state of others in their group. Researchers believe this could aid in cooperative rearing or social cohesion. Males are accepted in the female-centered herds until they reach sexual maturity. After this, they live a mostly solitary life on the periphery of the herds until they're ready to breed. During ovulation, when females release Z712AC, males tend to get closer and stay within the vicinity of the family groups. The frontalin concentrations provide information to the females about the identity and month status of those males in the vicinity. The females use this to determine if they want to mate with these particular males. So most of my research was centered on pheromones and reproduction, but Asian elephants also use these olfactory cues to maintain social groups, identify paths, locate food, and detect predators. To summarize, the pheromone system in Asian elephants is a super cool example of how chemicals can shape the behavior, reproduction, and social structure of a species. In Asian elephants, frontalin and Z712AC are used to do just this. They use their trunks and vomeronasal organs to detect, process, and respond to these 2 pheromones. Because females are only in estrus for several days every 3 to 5 years, it is essential for males to detect and respond to their pheromone signals. Overall, I learned so much about the Asian elephant pheromone system from this project, and if you've watched this far, so have you. Thank you, and the end.